It snowed all night on Christmas. The phone rang just before the dorm lights went out. The screen flashed the name Ryan. My finger hovered over the answer button for 3 full seconds. Hello?
Sasha, I'm wasted. Come get me. Club 8, room 666.
He hung up. I stared at the screen, thumb suspended over the end call button for a beat before pulling away. A sigh slipped out. I dragged myself up from the bed and reached for my coat. My roommate Josie yanked her bed curtain aside.
Sasha, you're gonna see Ryan again?
Phone light leaked through the gap, catching her face. I nodded, bent down to tie my shoelaces.
The snow's really coming down out there.
I straightened up, grabbed my scarf from the nightstand, and looped it around my neck. Josie's eyes followed me. Her lips parted once, then pressed together.
Put on another layer.
I paused, pulled my down parka from the closet. Josie retreated behind her curtain, leaving behind a muffled, yeah. The motion sensor lights in the hallway clicked on once, then off again. I walked downstairs through pools of dull amber, pushed open the dorm's heavy iron door. Snowflakes hit my face. I squinted against them and kept walking. Street lamps had turned the snow into a field of dingy gold, and every step I took made a dry, crunching sound. The cab took 5 minutes to show. I slid into the back and gave the address. The driver glanced at me in the rearview mirror, picking someone up. Outside the window, neon signs blurred behind the screen of falling snow. My breath fogged the glass white. Club 8's gold sign was obnoxiously bright in the snowy dark. I paid, pushed the door open, and stepped out into slush that seeped ice water through the seams of my boots. The doorman pulled the entrance open. Heat rushed out, thick with smoke, liquor, and cheap perfume. The elevator stopped on the 3rd floor. Music rattled the corridor. The door to room 666 was ajar, light and smoke spilling through the gap. I was about to push it open when I heard the voices inside.
Rye, you really think Sasha's gonna show? It's snowing like crazy out there.
Of course she will. I say one word, she'd get on her knees and lick my shoes. You wanna bet?
Ryan's voice. I could pick it out anywhere, even in a room full of noise. There was a smirk in his tone. My hand froze on the door handle, cold metal pressed into my palm. My fingers curled tight. I pushed the door open and walked in. Smoke hung thick in the room. The lights were dim. Ryan sat in the middle of the sofa, right arm draped around a woman. She was leaning into his shoulder, drawing circles on his chest with one finger. I thought you said you were wasted. He let go of her and pulled me in by the waist. He leaned in close to my ear, breath sour, with alcohol.
Playing truth or dare with the guys.
And you picked dare? He laughed. The scar at the corner of his eye gleamed pale in the dim light.
I picked truth. To call the most important person in my life.
So are we leaving or not? I pushed him away and held out my hand. He hooked his fingers around my wrist and didn't let go. Tightened his grip instead.
I've got company for tonight. You can head back first.
As he said it, his gaze slid past me and landed on the tattooed woman. She raised her glass at him with a wink. A lipstick stain marked the rim. I understood perfectly. I turned and walked. I looked back. Ryan got up from the sofa, came over, and pulled a bank card from his pocket. He pressed it into my hand.
I'll treat you to dinner tomorrow. Password's your birthday.
Just before it shut, I caught Ryan's mocking voice through the gap. See? Told you she's just back up. My footsteps echoed loud in the hallway. Passing the bathroom, I caught my reflection in the mirror, a girl with a face pale from cold. Lips pressed into a thin line, eyes empty. Stepping out of the lobby, it was still snowing. Snowflakes landed on my lashes and melted into water. Lights were already out across campus. Standing at the curb, waiting for a cab, snow settled on my scarf like white down. My phone lit up. A message from Ryan. Let me know when you're home. I typed home, deleted it, typed again, okay. The cab pulled up. I opened the door and gave the address. That little motel near campus. My phone screen glowed. No new messages from Ryan. His social media had an update, though a photo of him with his arm around that woman. Best night ever. I stared at the woman for a few seconds, then set the phone down and collapsed onto my back. A crack ran across the ceiling, upper left corner to upper right, like a dried up riverbed. I closed my eyes. Loving Ryan was the one thing I'd held on to for 10 years. He moved in next door in middle school. The first time I saw him, I was already gone. It was moving day for his family. and he was standing under the osmanthus tree in their yard. Sunlight fell through the leaves onto his face. He looked up and smiled at me.
Hi, I'm Ryan.
His voice was clean as an autumn sky. I watched the women cycle in and out of his life. It wasn't like I never asked when he was planning to stop. He always had the same answer.
Guys are wired to mess around. Once I get it out of my system, I'll come to you.
So I waited, year after year, but hearing what he really thought of me, anger and heartbreak, wanting to let go but too stubborn to quit. There was always that voice in my head saying, maybe if I just hold on a little longer, he'll finally see me. My phone lit up again.
You asleep?
I stared at those 2 words. My finger hovered. Then I typed, not yet.
Get some sleep then.
Okay. I put the phone down, rolled onto my side, buried my face in the pillow. It smelled of bleach and stale mildew. Something wet slid from the corner of my eye. Outside, the snow kept falling. Tomorrow, it would be time to bring Ryan breakfast again. The motel sheets smelled of bleach. A cigarette burn, small and permanent, curled at one corner of the blanket. I lay on that double bed, eyes fixed on a hairline crack running across the ceiling from the headboard all the way to the window, like a wound that had never healed. My phone screen lit, dimmed, lit again. 2:17 a.m. No new messages from Ryan. I pulled the blanket up to my chin. In the next room came the muffled sound of a television, someone watching late-night reruns, bursts of laughter leaking through the wall like air from a punctured balloon. The snow had stopped. Street light reflected off the drifts outside, a cold white glow that sliced through the curtain gap and fell across my bare forearm. I knew I wasn't sleeping tonight. Every word Ryan had said in that KTV was hammered into my skull, a single nail struck over and over. The way he'd wrapped his arm around that woman's waist, the red marks on her neck hickeys. I recognized them instantly. Ryan liked leaving marks on women's necks, like tagging something that belonged to him.
I say one word, she'd get on her knees and lick my shoes.
When that sentence surfaced, I rolled over and buried my face in the pillow. The pillowcase had a damp smell, hadn't been dried properly, or maybe too many people had slept on it. My fingers twisted into the fabric, nails digging into the weave until my knuckles went white, then slowly released. It wasn't the first time I'd heard it. Last summer, at a bar, he'd been playing dice with his friends, lost a round, got ordered to call me, put me on speakerphone, and made me sing some love song. After I finished, he said to the room,
Hear that? I tell her to sing, she sings. Like a trained dog.
I didn't get mad that time either. Or rather, I swallowed the sadness rising in my throat, laughed into the phone. Call that again, and I'm hanging up.
You wouldn't dare.
He was right. I wouldn't. He stood at my front door in a white t-shirt, holding a bowl of freshly boiled dumplings.
My mom said to bring some over.
Sunlight caught the side of his face. There was a shallow scar by his eye. He said a tree branch did it, but I knew it was older than that. I never asked though. He always got irritable whenever it came up. The dumplings were scalding hot. Scallions and tiny shrimp floated on the broth.
You eat like a hamster?
I rolled onto my back again and reached for my phone on the nightstand, unlocked it, opened my photos. The most recent one was from last night, me standing in the dorm doorway wrapped in my coat, snow in my hair. I looked like someone who had just been crying. I scrolled further back to a screenshot from last month. Lydia had sent it to me. In the screenshot, Ryan wrote, "You free tomorrow night? I'll take you to dinner." After every breakup, he'd come to me, take me out for late night snacks, and then he'd be holding hands with someone new. At 73, my phone buzzed, a message from Ryan. "You asleep?" "Not yet." Every time he did something that hurt me, the next day he'd show up with breakfast. I used to think it meant he cared. I turned on the faucet, scooped up cold water, and splashed it on my face. In the dark, only the faint blue glow of my phone screen remained. I opened social media, scrolled to a post Lydia had put up half an hour ago, a selfie with the caption,
"So cold. Just want to burrow in my blankets all day."
I saw that Ryan had liked it. I let out a hollow laugh, tossed my phone beside the pillow, and closed my eyes. I woke up 3 times that night. First from footsteps in the hallway. Second from my own coughing fit. Third from my phone alarm, 8 a.m. Ryan had posted something new. 3:47 a.m. No picture, just one line. Single again. Fresh start. My heart seized like a fist had grabbed it and squeezed, then let go. I stared at those words. The white screen light stung my eyes. I exited the app, opened his chat, and watched the cursor blink for a few seconds. I didn't type anything. Then I opened Lydia's chat. The last message was still the selfie she'd sent last week. Now, her profile picture was grey. One night passes, and I find out Ryan already broke up with that woman from yesterday. She's not as good as you. I don't like her, but I've been right here the whole time. Why wouldn't he just look at me?
You up? I'm here. Come down. Why are you staying at a dump like this? Isn't there a decent hotel nearby? Fine. Breakfast? There's some brown sugar tea in there too. You look pale.
Thanks.
Don't be so formal with me. About last night, don't take it to heart. You know I can't get them off my back unless I say stuff like that.
I bit into a pork bun. The hot broth scalded my tongue. I hissed. I saw your post.
Oh, that. Yeah, we broke up. She wasn't as mature as you. I didn't like her.
But I've been right here the whole time. Why won't you just look at me? In 10 years? It was the first time I'd ever said it out loud. Ryan paused. Then his brow furrowed, and an edge of irritation crept into his voice.
Sasha, not this again. I already told you once I get it out of my system, I'll come find you. What's the rush?
I stared at the scar beside his eye. In the morning light, it was a pale white line. The boy who'd once said, "Don't be scared, I'll protect you," was now standing in front of me with annoyance written all over his face, like I'd just insulted him. When is that? When you're done messing around?
Are you gonna keep nagging?
He turned, pulled open the car door.
I'm leaving. Get yourself back.
The door slammed shut. The engine started. The white BMW rolled over the snow and disappeared around the corner. I stood outside the motel, holding the bag of breakfast. Steam leaked from the gaps in the plastic, condensing into white mist in the cold air. Crouched down, set the plastic bag on the snow, and carefully pulled out the cup of brown sugar tea. The heat seeped through the paper cup into my palm. The scent of ginger and brown sugar rose up sweet, sharp, pungent. I lifted the cup and took a sip. It was so hot it numbed my tongue. Then I stood up, bag in hand, and started walking back toward campus. My footprints trailed behind me in the snow, a string of uneven hollows. Back at the dorm, Josie was on the balcony hanging laundry. She poked her head in when she saw me, glanced at the plastic bag in my hand, and opened her mouth like she wanted to say something, then stopped.
Didn't sleep much, did you?
She asked. No.
Wash up and get some rest, then there's still hot water in the kettle.
I sat down at my desk, set the bag on the table, and stared at that cup of brown sugar tea for a long time. The steam at the rim of the cup slowly thinned and then disappeared. I didn't take a second sip. Ryan brought me breakfast and even had a cup of brown sugar tea ready.
Your period's coming up, right? Drink this. They say it helps with cramps.
Ryan didn't like me, but he remembered my cycle, brought me breakfast every day, remembered my birthday, never missed a thing. Thanks.
Silly. You don't have to be polite with me.
I pursed my lips, wanting to ask how much longer he planned to mess around. I didn't ask in the end. Ryan lay sprawled across the desk, watching me eat the breakfast he'd bought. When I finished, he smiled. What are you looking at? Ryan raised an eyebrow and grinned.
Just looking at my Sasha. She's so pretty.
Class is starting. After Ryan became single again, we fell back into our old rhythm. Classes together, meals together, study sessions together, until the day he suddenly said,
A friend's having a birthday party? Wanna come?
He knew I wouldn't refuse, but I didn't find out whose birthday it was until I got there. The private room door swung open, and cold air rushed in, heavy with perfume. Lydia stood there, in a wine-red dress, a delicate chain resting on her collarbone, her lipstick a vintage crimson. When she saw me, the corners of her mouth curved up. Her eyes narrowed. Like a cat spotting prey, a ragdoll cat brought home by its owner. Beautiful, pampered, with claws hidden beneath the velvet. Her fingers slid through the crook of Ryan's arm with practiced ease, as if she'd done it 1,000 times. Her nails were painted red, matching her lips, clearly a deliberate choice. Ryan didn't pull away. He angled his body slightly, letting her lean closer.
Ryan, honestly, you should have said you were bringing Sasha. I spent all this time wondering who your mystery guest was.
Lydia's voice dripped with sweetness, but the words landed like sugar-coated knives. I recognized a few faces in the room. Ryan's roommate, some guys from the basketball team, a few of Lydia's friends. The way they looked at me was a mix of awkwardness and pity, like I'd walked into the wrong room.
Sasha, come sit over here. Ryan, you jerk, making your own girlfriend's birthday a hassle for Sasha.
Girlfriend. That word sent a sinking weight through my stomach. Lydia wrapped her arms around Ryan's neck, stood on her toes, and planted a kiss on his cheek. He didn't dodge. He let the lipstick mark stay there, then turned and gave her a smile. I lowered my gaze to my fingers, wrapped around my glass, nails cut short, no polish, knuckles white from gripping too hard. The rim of the glass had a tiny crack. When it touched my lips, I could feel the sharp edge of that flaw.
Sasha, why aren't you eating? The desserts here are amazing. Don't you like them?
I'm not hungry. Ryan glanced at me, said nothing, and turned back to his murmured conversation with Lydia. Their heads were close together. Ryan said something low, and Lydia burst into laughter, smacking his arm. The black pepper beef on the table was still steaming, sauce smeared along the white porcelain rim, glistening under the warm yellow light. I picked up my chopsticks, put a piece of beef in my mouth, chewed twice, and swallowed hot, salty, no other flavor I could detect. When I set my chopsticks down, my fingers brushed the napkin. The paper was rough, like sandpaper scraping against my fingertips. I was just about to excuse myself and leave when the door opened again. The light seemed to flicker. A young man stood in the doorway, his coat still dotted with unmelted snow, dark hair tousled by the wind. His eyes cold and clear as the ice. At the corner of his eye was a red mole, startling and vivid, like a drop of vermilion fallen on white paper.
Ryan, you're seriously the worst. I just got back to the country, and not only do you skip picking me up, you make me come to you?
Gideon finally decided to come home, huh?
What? You expect me to stay abroad forever?
Gideon let his gaze sweep across the room. It landed on me and stopped. He knew me, or at least knew my name. The noise around me seemed to mute. The only sound left was my own heartbeat, thump, thump, thump. I snapped back. Gideon took the empty seat beside me. A cold draft followed him as he shrugged off his coat. He glanced at me, flat, like he was confirming a fact. I pulled out my phone on my own initiative, unlocked it, opened my QR code, and held it out to him. Hey, handsome, can I get your number? Gideon's hand paused mid-motion. He looked at me, brow furrowed slightly, like he was trying to solve a particularly baffling equation.
Whoa, Gideon, not even back for 5 minutes and already pulling in admirers?
Gideon, didn't expect you to be such a hit right off the plane.
Surely he didn't think I was doing this to make him jealous, but I wasn't. I just held my phone there, waiting for an answer. He stared at me for 2 seconds, the temperature in his gaze enough to freeze the KTV's entire heating system. Then he reached reluctantly into his pocket, pulled out his phone, unlocked it, and brought up his social QR code. I scanned it and sent the friend request.
Happy now? Don't think just because I'm friends with Ryan, I'm going to help you chase him.
The words were so quiet only I could hear. Fine, fine. Won't chase him. What about chasing you instead? Ryan suddenly stood up, glass in hand, and walked over to me.
Sasha, are you stupid? You think adding him is gonna make me jealous?
He patted my shoulder and walked back to the sofa, pulling Lydia against his shoulder. The blue light of the screen illuminated Gideon's face. That red mole flickered in and out of sight under the warm lights. The music in the room switched to a slow jam. Someone suggested playing Truth or Dare.
All right, Sasha goes first.
Truth or dare? Lydia asked, her voice sweet as syrup-laced medicine.
Dare, I said.
All right, then call the third person in your contacts and tell them I like you.
The call connected. Hello? Gideon's voice came through the speaker. I said it. I like you. Lydia's eyes narrowed slightly. Then Gideon said,
You're drunk.
I'm not drinking.
Then you're insane.
He hung up. The room exploded with laughter.
Is Gideon always this brutally blunt?
Ryan's laugh was the loudest. He leaned back against the sofa, shoulders shaking, even squeezing a few tears from the corners of his eyes.
You really are getting more and more theatrical.
I picked my phone up from the table and typed a message. Lost at Truth or Dare. Just playing along. Gideon's reply took a full 5 minutes. Don't play stupid games like that next time. I didn't respond to that. There was nothing there. Either he'd deleted everything or had never posted a single thing. This person seemed to exist entirely outside of social media. Every trace wiped clean. but I didn't believe it. If he truly had no connection to the past, then why was that red mole on his face? I opened my chat with him again, staring at that pure black profile picture. A memory surfaced that winter, in the final days of being locked in that dark room. The boy who protected me had said something.
When I get out of here, I'm setting all my bank passwords to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's not like anyone remembers my birthday anyway.
I'd laughed at him for being ridiculous. Looking back now, that smile had been hiding so much fear. Gideon's profile picture was pure black. No image, no text. Like someone who didn't want to be found, hiding himself inside a void. But I'd found him. I turned off the screen and slipped the phone into my pocket. Ryan was still wrapped up with Lydia. No one noticed the small curve at the corner of my lips. It wasn't a smile meant for Ryan. That smile belonged to me. 5 minutes before midnight, I made an excuse about being tired and wanting to head back to the dorm. Ryan didn't even look up. He just waved a hand.
Yeah. Get home safe.
Want Ryan to walk you back?
No need. I can get back myself. I grabbed my bag and walked out of the private room. Cold air hit me in the corridor, blowing away the lingering smell of smoke and alcohol that clung to me. As I crossed the lobby, I saw a familiar figure standing by the entrance, settling the bill at the front desk. It was Gideon. I slowed my steps, stopping about a yard behind him. You're still here?
Just paid the bill.
Then walk with me for a bit? He was silent for a few seconds.
I'm not heading back to campus.
I know. I pointed toward the street. There's a wonton shop down that way. Come with me to grab a bowl?
You added me tonight just for this?
Not entirely.
Then why?
I took a deep breath, because I want to know if you're the person I've been looking for. He didn't answer. He turned and pushed through the door. Cold wind swept in. He stood in the darkness outside and looked back at me.
Come on, I'll buy you a bowl of dumplings.
Chapter 5, Midnight Wonton Memories. Gideon's fingers tapped twice on the steering wheel. The dashboard lights carved the sharp lines of his profile. I stared at that red mole at the corner of his eye in the dim interior of the car. It looked like a frozen bead of blood. To Lydia's place, he turned his head, his gaze scrutinizing. I made up the excuse on the spot, fingers twisting the strap of my bag on my lap. Gideon didn't press further. He shifted gears, pressed the gas, and the car pulled away from the campus gate. Street lamps slid backward one by one outside the window, light and shadow flickering across his face. The car was so quiet I could hear the airflow from the AC vents. His gaze was fixed on the road ahead, left hand on the wheel, right hand resting on the gear shift. Long knuckles. His shirt cuff was rolled to mid-forearm. I broke the silence. Gideon said, his voice neutral. I paused, fingers tightening around my bag strap. The steering wheel didn't veer. The speed didn't change. But Gideon's index finger scraped once against the wheel's edge, a faint friction sound.
What kind of thing?
He told me he was kidnapped once as a kid. Then he was rescued. He got a scar by his eye. 3 seconds of silence in the car. On the fourth, Gideon hit the brake.
He told you that?
I nodded, my heart rate climbing. The countdown on the crosswalk signal ticked from 15 to 10. Gideon turned back to face the red light. His throat moved as he swallowed. His fingers tightened on the wheel. Knuckles pale, he said. But his voice carried a distance I couldn't bridge. I leaned back in my seat, a storm of emotion churning in my chest. His reaction was too flat. My phone lit up. A message notification flashed on the screen. From Ryan. The preview read, Sasha, go to Lydia's place right now. Pick up my charger and jacket for me. She insists you bring them. I stared at the message. My pulse quickened. This was an opening. I didn't type. I hit the voice call button directly. The other side picked up instantly. I hadn't put it on speaker, but I'd cranked the volume to max. Ryan's voice pushed with urgency.
Then hurry up. Don't drag your feet. Her place is on the 6th floor. No elevator. You'll have to climb. Bring the stuff to Club 8 after. I'm singing karaoke here.
My fingers clenched hard around the phone. Nails bit into my palm. In my peripheral vision, I saw Gideon's brow crease. Slight, quick, got it, I said, and hung up. The car fell back into silence. I could feel Gideon's breathing shift. He adjusted his grip on the gear shift, like he was suppressing something.
Ryan asked you to buy condoms?
He spoke, yeah. I shoved my phone back into my bag. He's with his girlfriend. Pretty normal, right?
You're not angry?
I turned to look at him, His eyes were still fixed on the road, but his jaw was tight, the muscle at his temple bunching into a hard line. Why would I be angry? I deliberately kept my voice light. I'm used to it. He says jump, I jump. Gideon didn't answer. He pressed the accelerator. The car sped up sharply, the scenery hurtling backward. The speedometer climbed from 40 to 60, then to 80. Turn left at the next intersection. I said, there's a convenience store there. He didn't respond, but the turn signal clicked on at the intersection. The convenience store's lighting was harsh white. Gideon pulled over to the curb but didn't kill the engine. It idled with a low rumble. I'll be quick. I unbuckled my seatbelt and pushed the door open.
Wait.
I looked back at him. He wasn't looking at me. He was staring through the windshield at the convenience store door. His voice was low and rough.
Are you sure you're going to buy them?
He told me to. What else can I do? I shrugged and stepped out of the car. The convenience store's automatic doors slid open. Cool air hit me. Products lined the shelves, reflecting the fluorescent light. I stopped at the rack near the register, staring at a row of colourful boxes. Shame poured over me like a bucket of ice water. I took a breath, grabbed a box, and walked to the counter to pay. The cashier was a young guy. I paid with a blank expression, shoved the box into my pocket, turned, and walked out. Cold air hit my face. Gideon's car was still there. He'd rolled down the passenger window. His elbow rested on the sill, a freshly lit cigarette between his fingers. The ember flared and dimmed in the dark, smoke coiling around his hand. I walked over, pulled the door open, and got in. He didn't look at me. He just stubbed the cigarette out against the outside of the door and rolled the window back up.
You get them?
He asked. Yeah. Something cold flickered through his eyes.
You just let him walk all over you like this?
What do you mean? I played dumb.
Sasha.
He finally turned his head to look at me, and his gaze was dead serious.
Do you know who Ryan is with at Club 8 right now?
My heart skipped. No idea.
He's with Lydia.
Gideon's tone was dry with sarcasm.
He's sending you to her apartment to pick up his stuff, and making you buy condoms to deliver to him. Doesn't that make you sick?
Nope. I made my voice deliberately blasé. It's not like it's the first time I've run errands for him.
You.
Gideon stopped. His fingers tightened on the steering wheel, then loosened.
You really like him that much?
Yep. I said it without blinking, staring straight at him. Dead silence filled the car. Street light filtered through the windows, casting shifting patterns of light and shadow across Gideon's face. I saw his lashes dip down, then lift. His eyes met mine directly.
Is it worth it?
What?
Everything you do for him.
Is it really worth all this? I was quiet for a few seconds. Then I smiled. What about you? Is it worth it to be asking me all this for Ryan's sake? Gideon's expression froze. I watched the tips of his ears slowly redden under the streetlights, the colour spreading from the lobes to the outer edge. He didn't speak. He just turned away, put the car back in gear, and pressed the gas. The car slid into the night. I leaned against the seat, a tangle of emotions churning inside me.
Is that so?
You know, I was kidnapped once too, when I was little. The tires let out a sharp screech. The car lurched.
When?
12 years ago, at a train station, my mum went to line up for tickets. She told me to wait on the bench. A man came over and said, "Your mum sent me to get you." I went with him.
Then what happened?
Then someone saved me. There was a boy who was locked up with me. He took hits for me, blocked the blows. He told me that once we got out, we had to go eat dumplings at that place on Harbour Street.
You. What happened to him?
I couldn't find him. I've been looking for him all this time, but I couldn't find him. The speed had dropped without him realizing. The needle hovering around 30.
Harbour Street dumplings? Sasha, those dumplings, I've remembered them for 10 years.
The dorm lights were off. I stared at the crack across the ceiling. It spread from the corner to the edge of the light fixture, like a dried-up riverbed. That afternoon, 12 years ago, the sun was blindingly bright for late autumn. I was waiting for my mum outside the school gate.
Your mom asked me to come get you.
He held up a strawberry lollipop. The wrapper was crumpled. I stepped back. His smile froze for a split second. One hand clamped over my mouth. A sickly sweet chemical smell rushed into my throat. When I woke up, I was curled in the corner of a van. Rope burns ringed my wrist. There were 3 other kids in the van. The youngest, a little girl, kept crying. Snot and tears smeared across her face. The oldest was a boy, huddled at the very back, head down, hair a bird's nest. Fear poured over me like ice water. I shook uncontrollably, teeth chattering.
Don't be scared.
A hand touched my shoulder. I looked up. The boy was looking at me. His eyes were very dark, very bright, like two stones washed clean in a stream. At the corner of his eye was a shallow scar, like something sharp had sliced across the skin.
I'm here. Don't be scared.
His voice was hoarse but steady. His hand slid down to my wrist and started clumsily picking at the rope. His fingers were ice cold, dirt packed under every nail. But his touch was gentle. I stared at the scar beside his eye and carved it into my memory. After that, everything was fragments. We spent 7 days in that crumbling mud brick house, eating spoilt bread, drinking rainwater. He always split the bread into 2 pieces, the bigger half for me, the smaller for himself. At night, when it was too cold to sleep, he'd take off his jacket and drape it over me, then curl into a tight ball, shivering. What's your name?
My name is...
Footsteps outside. He shut his mouth and pushed me behind him. On the 3rd night, I got a fever. He pressed a damp cloth to my forehead.
Don't sleep. You can't sleep. If you sleep, you won't wake up.
I want dumplings. The ones from the shop on Harbour Street.
If we get the chance to get out of here, I'll take you to eat them.
The police came. The afternoon sun was blinding. Someone lifted me up and wrapped me in a police jacket. I turned to look for the boy. He was being led by a female officer toward a different car. Wait, what's your name? He turned back. The sun hit his face. His mouth opened. The rest was swallowed by the crowd. That was the only sound I caught. I chewed that syllable to dust and swallowed it into my belly, reciting it silently thousands of times. Mum asked what I wanted. I said I wanted dumplings. He took me to that shop on Harbour Street. The hot broth was placed in front of me, scallions and cilantro drifting on the oil. I ate one bite after another. Tears dripped into the bowl. I swore I would find him. That boy with the scar beside his eye. 2nd year of middle school, a new student transferred into the class next door. He had a shallow scar by his eye. The first time I saw him, my heart nearly stopped. I leaned on the windowsill and stared at him for an entire class period, watching him mess around with classmates, watching him laugh, watching him frown. His name was Ryan. That matched. I just watched him in secret every day. Staged, coincidental run-ins at the cafeteria. Bumped into him outside the school store. I learnt he liked spicy food and hated sweets. Was great at math but terrible at literature. I brought him breakfast, helped him with homework, took the blame for his mistakes. When he was in a good mood, he'd joke with me. When he wasn't, he'd tell me to mind my own business. I took it all without complaint, because he was the only light I'd managed to grab onto in the dark. I rolled over and buried my face in the pillow. Wind howled outside, in the hallway. I reached out and felt for my phone. The screen lit up, stinging my eyes. Ryan's social media was stuck on a post from 3 days ago, a photo of Lydia leaning on his shoulder. Someone insisted on coming to keep me company at the lab. I swiped my thumb across the screen and opened Gideon's chat.
What time tomorrow?
I flipped the phone face down on the pillow, sat up, reached over and clicked on the bedside lamp. Light threw a wavering shadow against the wall. I stared at it for a long time, then got out of bed, barefoot, and walked over to my desk. I opened the drawer and pulled out a tin box. Inside was a stack of old photos and a yellowed scrap of paper. Pinky swear. 100 years. No breaking it. I picked up the paper and held it under the lamp. The ink had faded to a pale brown, but the outline of that small finger was still there. Not asleep yet. Tomorrow, noon, same spot. I waited 10 seconds. No reply. Another 30 seconds. Still nothing. 1:40 a.m.
Okay. Can't sleep either.
I walked barefoot back to bed, climbed under the covers, and pulled the blanket up to my chin. My eyes were still open, fixed on the crack in the ceiling. What if, this time, fate had lied to me?
Come early tomorrow. I want to tell you something.
Lydia pushed the door open just as I was rereading Gideon's message.
Sasha, Ryan took me to that Japanese place today. The one that's over 100 per person. He peeled 10 shrimp for me, didn't eat a single one himself.
Lydia, if you've got something to say, just say it. Stop being so passive-aggressive.
I'm just sharing my joy with my dear roommate. Ryan's taking me skiing next week. He booked a hotel at the resort, the most expensive suite.
Ryan gave you those marks on your neck? Was he this enthusiastic when he was chasing Sasha?
Lydia's face stiffened for a beat.
Of course. I mean, Sasha's his old acquaintance, right? Oh, wait, should I say Little Shadow? Ryan says you follow him everywhere. Can't shake you off. He's got a nickname for you, you know. Personal Delivery Girl.
Say that again. I dare you.
I stopped her. The phone screen was still lit, showing my chat with Gideon. I flipped the phone face down and pressed it into the pillow.
What's the matter? Did I say something wrong? Sasha, don't take this the wrong way, but look at yourself. When has Ryan ever seriously looked at you? The only reason he's nice to you is because you're always available. Like a free housekeeper. You saw it yourself at the birthday party, right? How naturally he held my hand.
Lydia, do you have any shame? You steal the person someone likes and you're proud of it?
Steal? If Ryan actually liked her, would I even have a chance? His own words, Sasha's an idiot who takes everything seriously. Be nice to her once and she remembers it forever. Those were Ryan's exact words to me. I recorded it. Want to hear it?
My heart felt like it had been seized in someone's fist. Ryan said that. He actually said that. I slowly reached over and turned the phone back over beneath the pillow. I unlocked it and opened the call interface. Gideon's profile picture was in my recent contacts. I tapped it. Lydia, do you really feel that proud of yourself? How long have you been with Ryan now? A month? 2? You're right, it's nothing to me. I was just thinking, those marks on your neck kind of look like a dog collar.
Sasha, what did you just say? Anyway, Sasha, you're a joke. Ryan says 10 years as his dog still wouldn't be enough for you. If you don't believe me, I'll call him right now and have him come say it to your face.
Beneath the pillow, I felt a faint vibration. Gideon had picked up.
If I cried, would you stop? You cry, she runs to Ryan and says Sasha's faking it for sympathy. You don't cry, she says you're shameless. Lydia, are you seriously that bored?
Is my conversation with Sasha any of your business? Sasha, do you actually think Ryan's gonna come back to you someday? Do you actually believe he'd dump me for you?
I didn't answer. Beneath the pillow, everything was quiet, like nothing was happening.
Stop dreaming. I'll be real with you. Ryan can't stand you. He just feels sorry for you. Can't you see it yourself? You know why I'm with him? Because he told me, you're too hard to shake off. I'm the tool he picked. A tool to get rid of you.
The air in the dorm felt like it had been vacuumed out. My mouth opened. No sound came out.
You're not even qualified to be a tool. At least as a tool, I'm someone he's willing to sleep with.
Lydia, that's enough.
My voice was small. Even I barely heard it. But Lydia stopped. The screen displayed the call duration 0423. Call recipient Gideon. Lydia saw the name on the screen. Her face twisted. I ignored her, raised the phone back to my ear, and pretended to still be on the call. I turned the screen off and looked up at Lydia. Lydia stared at me. The triumph in her eyes was draining away, replaced by a rattled suspicion. Lydia's phone suddenly rang. She looked down at it. Her face went completely pale. She spun around and answered. Ryan's voice leaked through the earpiece. The call cut off. Lydia stood clutching her phone, frozen at the door. I stood up, took my cup, and walked over to the water dispenser to fill it. Water gurgled out. I took a sip of water and turned to look at her. Quite a performance.
You!
Is there something else? I asked, because if not, I need to study. Lydia bit her lip. Her eyes started to redden. Josie clicked her tongue, picked up her basin, and went back to the balcony to finish her laundry. Lydia stood there for half a minute more, then finally pushed the door open and left. The door closed with a soft click, like a balloon leaking its last air. The phone lit up. A message from Gideon. One word. I stared at that single word for a long time. Then I replied, pocket dial. Outside the window, the street lamps glowed their dull amber, casting light onto the opposite dorm building. I knew he'd heard everything. Ryan showed up while I was crouched outside the dorm, tying my shoelaces. October wind lashed leaves against my face. White sneakers stopped in front of me. I followed the pant legs upward and found Ryan's face. The scar by his eye was a dark red under the street lamp.
Sasha, you did this on purpose, didn't you? Using Gideon to piss me off? You think that's funny? Then what is this? Since when did you two get so close?
Yeah, 10 years.
Sasha, stop using Gideon to get at me. I'll date you. For real.
Ryan, do you know what I've done for you these 10 years? You got drunk at 2 a.m. I climbed over the dorm wall to come get you. You sprained your ankle playing basketball. I skipped class to take care of you in the clinic. When you were chasing Lydia, you had me deliver breakfast, gifts, love letters. When you fought with Lydia, you called me in the middle of the night to pick you up from KTV. You called me your delivery girl in front of a room full of people. With every sentence, Ryan's face darkened another shade. Do you remember my birthday, even once? He opened his mouth. Nothing came out. I had a fever once. Sent you a message. You replied with one word.
Oh.
I scored first in the whole grade. Wanted to share it with you.
What's so great about coming first?
Laughter drifted out from the dorm building. You know what the saddest part is? It's that it took me 10 years to realize I didn't even know who it was I was actually in love with.
You like Gideon now, don't you? Is that it? You moved on to him?
No. I just don't want to like you anymore.
You're being ridiculous.
Ridiculous? Ryan, these 10 years, have you always seen me as your loyal dog? He froze. Buddies say no one would want me even if I was giving myself away for free. I've been soaking up everything I gave while finding me annoying the whole time. Josie was standing under the awning, arms crossed, watching us.
Sasha, I'll really be with you. Lydia and I are already done. Just stop seeing Gideon.
I don't like you anymore. The person I liked was the boy who protected me 10 years ago. That wasn't you. The street lamp buzzed overhead. A moth kept throwing itself against the inside of the glass. I turned and walked toward the dorm entrance. Sasha, stop right there. You chased me for 10 years. And now you're just quitting. Josie, I want to call Gideon. I pulled out my phone and navigated to Gideon's profile picture, a minimalist white rabbit sketch. My thumb hovered over the screen. It lit up. A message from Gideon. Ryan just came to me. Asked if I was with you.
I said yes.
I looked at that single word and smiled. The dorm hallway was empty. I leaned against the wall. Tears slid down my cheeks. But this time, I knew it wasn't from sadness. Chapter 9, The Wonton Shop and the 10-Year Promise. The Wonton Shop on Harbour Street was tucked behind the 7th sycamore tree in the old district. Its tin sign was so caked in kitchen grease you couldn't read the lettering anymore. But the smell of lard and scallions started pulling you in from the mouth of the alley. I stood outside the shop, watching the owner dump a basket of dumplings into boiling water. A cloud of white steam bloomed. 10 years. This place was still here. 2 bowls. The owner glanced up at me, his strainer still moving.
Little miss, you eating 2 bowls by yourself?
Waiting for someone, my fingertip hovered over my phone screen for 3 seconds, then pressed it on. Gideon's profile picture was a starry night, a single bright star on a deep blue background. I didn't know what star it was, but something about it reminded me of the red mole at the corner of his eye. The old wonton shop on Harbour Street. You said you'd come. The moment the message went out, my heart lurched at the sight of typing. Then I saw a black SUV turn into the alley. Headlights swept through the bare branches of the sycamore trees, throwing shifting patterns of light and shadow across the ground. Gideon pushed the door open, car keys in hand. The wind caught his dark grey trench coat, flaring it behind him.
You.
He walked up to me, his throat moving.
You actually found this place.
I was smiling, but my voice was shaking. Had to... How else would I verify whether those dumplings you talked about were real? The corner of his mouth twitched, but he didn't answer. The shop had 8 tables. Only one was occupied, a kid in a school uniform hunched over a bowl of dumplings. Phone propped up playing cartoons. The owner leaned out from the back kitchen.
Come in. Come in. Sit further back. It's warmer back there.
I chose the booth against the wall. The tabletop was covered with a glass panel, and beneath the glass were yellowed price lists and a few expired lottery tickets. Have you been here before? I asked. He shook his head.
No, but someone told me about it. She said the soup base here has dried shrimp and seaweed, the vinegar is house brewed, and the chili oil has sesame seeds mixed in.
That person...
A little girl with a ponytail.
He lifted his eyes and met mine. His gaze cut through the steam rising from the table, like it was cutting through 10 years.
She said if she made it out alive, she'd treat me to the dumplings here.
My nails dug into my palms. The memories cracked open like ice. Fractures spreading from beneath my feet, that dark brick room, the rust on the iron door, the mouldy straw piled in the corner, and the boy who used his own body to shield me. When he turned around, at the corner of his eye was a...
Dumplings are here.
The owner came over with a tray and set 2 white porcelain bowls on the table. Green scallions and golden egg slices drifted on the surface of the broth. The dried shrimp curled slightly in the heat. I stared down at the bowl. My eyes burned. Gideon picked up the vinegar bottle, poured 2 rounds into his own bowl, then pushed it across the table to me.
Try it. See if it's the taste you remember.
I picked up my spoon, scooped up a wonton, blew on it, and put it in my mouth. The wrapper was smooth and tender. The filling was firm and savory. The broth bloomed across my tongue, salty, fresh, sour. It is... I set the spoon down. My voice came out hoarse, exactly the same. He lowered his head and started eating too. Very slowly, like he was chewing on an entire city of memory. The only sounds in the shop were the cartoon audio and the soft clink of spoons against bowls, quiet as a painting. At the 5th wonton, I suddenly asked, that day, "Why did you go back down that alley?" Gideon's chopsticks paused. He picked up a wonton but didn't eat it right away. His gaze fixed on the oil drifting across the broth.
Because I saw you crying.
I went still.
When the police led me out, I heard you shouting "brother" in the next room. I turned back. A female officer was carrying you out. Your face was covered in tears.
His voice was low, matter-of-fact, like he was reciting a physics experiment from long ago.
I thought to myself then, if I ever see you again, I won't let you cry.
My heart slammed against my ribs, hard enough to hurt. I opened my mouth, but my throat felt sealed shut.
I looked for you for a long time after that.
He picked up another wonton.
But the police only told me your name, said you were in a different city. I remembered for 10 years.
The hand holding my spoon was shaking. The surface of the broth rippled with it. All those years I'd spent chewing over the past, the early mornings buying yogurt, the rainy days delivering umbrellas, the afternoons filling in for his classes, all those late nights being ordered around, all of it had been tied to the wrong name. Then I looked up at him. My eyes were wet now. Why didn't you tell me sooner?
I was afraid you were still hung up on him.
Ian said this without lifting his eyes from the dumplings, but the tips of his ears flushed red.
I was afraid if I told you, you'd think I was just trying to take advantage of the situation, or that you wouldn't believe me at all. After all, you chased him for 10 years.
I chased him for 10 years because I had the wrong person for 10 years. I suddenly laughed at my own absurdity, at fate's cruelty. That scar by Ryan's eye, he never told me how it happened. I asked once. He got furious. Gideon set his chopsticks down and looked up.
Who told you the scar was from the kidnapping?
He never answered me directly. Every time the subject of the kidnapping came up, he'd blow up like a rabid dog. I took a breath. I always thought it was because it was a wound he couldn't bear to touch, so I never dared to ask more. Gideon was silent for a few seconds.
That scar. I gave it to him.
My head snapped up.
He grabbed my bread that day.
Gideon's voice, even. Like he was narrating something that had nothing to do with him anymore.
I had a piece of broken metal I'd found. I swung it to block him. Caught him at the corner of the eye. He cried so loud. I thought I'd killed him.
I stared at him, stunned. Images flooded my mind. The scuffle in the brick room, a boy's screaming, the light flooding in when the iron door was kicked open. So that scar was never a hero's mark. It was a wound from fighting over a spoilt piece of bread. And I had spent years romanticizing it into a symbol of destiny. The shop door suddenly slammed open.
I knew she wouldn't be at the dorm. Look where she is.
I turned. Lydia stood in the doorway, arm linked through Ryan's. Ryan was wearing his black leather jacket, a meaningful smirk hanging on his lips. His gaze swept over Lydia's head and landed on me and Gideon.
Well, if it isn't my best buddy, sneaking around behind my back with a girl.
He reached our table and glanced down at the 2 bowls of dumplings. He smiled.
Sasha, using my friend to get under my skin? You've really leveled up.
Ryan.
Gideon put his chopsticks down and stood.
What? You don't say no when she's buying?
Ryan's gaze shifted to Gideon.
Are you really that desperate for a free meal?
I ignored him and turned to Gideon. Are you done? Let's go. Lydia leaned out from behind Ryan. The red marks on her neck were stark under the lights.
Sasha, do you have any idea how long I've been looking for you? Ryan said he was taking me to a movie tonight. You weren't answering your phone or replying to messages. I thought something happened to you. Turns out...
Her eyes swept over the 2 bowls of dumplings. She let out a scoff.
Turns out you're here on a date.
I stood up and looked her in the eye. Who I eat with is none of your business.
You?
Lydia's face flushed.
Ryan? Look at her. The way she's talking to me.
Ryan wasn't looking at Lydia. He was staring at me. Then he smiled. It was a gentle smile, gentle like a blunt knife.
Sasha, come with me. I need to talk to you.
I don't want to hear it. My voice came out calm, like I was stating a law of physics. Ryan, Lydia's right. I'm here on a date. Gideon and I have plans. You two should go. Ryan's eye twitched.
What did you say?
How about we all head out together when we're done?
Gideon suddenly spoke. His tone was casual, like he was inviting the neighbors over to hang out.
Check, please.
Ryan's expression froze. Gideon didn't wait for a response. He walked around Ryan, headed for the door, and looked back at me.
Sasha, I'll take you home.
I looked at his back, at the way the red mole at the corner of his eye caught the light when he turned, and suddenly I remembered that boy from 10 years ago, turning to look back at me. Okay, I picked up my bag.
Sasha?
Ryan's voice came through clenched teeth.
Do you even know what you're doing?
I looked down at his hand. I'd held that hand so many times. Rainy days when he pulled me running through puddles, winter days when he dragged me to the cafeteria, late nights when he led me under the street lamps. I remembered all of it. Every texture, every sensation carved into my bones. But now, it just felt heavy. Ryan. I looked up at him and smiled. Thanks for the dumplings. He frowned.
What dumplings?
Nothing. I pulled my hand back and walked to the door without looking back. I pushed the glass door open. The night wind hit my face. Gideon was standing by the car, one hand on the open passenger door, the other in his pocket. The street lamp stretched his shadow long across the ground. I walked over and stopped in front of him 10 years ago. Those dumplings. I lifted my eyes to the red mole at the corner of his eye. Do you remember how much a bowl cost? He paused for a beat, then answered,
$3.50.
Yeah. I smiled, but tears were already falling. $3.50. You still owe me one bowl. You said you'd pay.
Paid it off today.
His voice was very soft, like he was afraid of breaking something. 10-year debt. Cleared. From inside the shop came Ryan's voice.
Sasha, get back here.
I didn't look back. I looked into Gideon's eyes. The red mole glowed faintly under the street lamp, like a solitary star that had finally found its orbit. What did you know? I asked.
First glance.
His gaze was steady.
The moment I saw you outside the KTV, I recognized you.
Then why?
I was trying to figure out when to tell you the truth.
He smiled. A tiny curve at the corner of his eye.
But I was afraid you were still hung up on Ryan. It was frustrating.
The tears fell harder.
I guess I have Ryan to thank.
He reached out and pulled a tissue from his pocket, handing it to me.
For finally pushing us back together, after all this circling around.
I took the tissue and wiped my face, but I couldn't stop the tears. Gideon pulled the car door open wider.
Get in. It's cold out.
I turned to look back at the wonton shop sign. The lettering on the tin was blurred beyond recognition by decades of kitchen grease. Only the word dumplings was still faintly legible. The two children who had walked out of this shop 10 years ago had been carried far by their separate fates, but in the end, they'd found their way back to this bowl of dumplings. I bent down and got into the passenger seat. Gideon closed the door, walked around to the driver's side, and got in. The engine rumbled to life. Lights illuminated the road ahead. Through the window, the wonton shop shrank, smaller and smaller. In the rearview mirror, Ryan rushed out of the shop, standing under the street lamp, shouting my name. I didn't look back.